Alrighty, I'm gonna give you a cross stitch update, which I'm looking at this and I realized there are stitches that I did not complete on here. So that's good. I'll get that done eventually, but I did finish the cottage, okay? Beautiful cottage. I didn't do the stitches down here. If you can see that right there, I did half of them and I didn't complete them. I don't know, but next time I break out the white, I will remember to get in here and finish it. For the most part, it is done. Look at it. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's so pretty. It was so fun to do. Like, I really love doing this one because things were changing up all the time. Different colors, different things that you were doing. I just think it's so freaking cute and I love it so much. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to be done with it too, because definitely by the end I was like, whew, this is big, but I did finish it in a good amount of time. I think it took me a little bit less than 2 months of actively working on it. So not too bad. So pretty. Oh my gosh. I love it. I just love it so much. I definitely need to get it framed or something. It just needs to be displayed somewhere because it's so pretty. I'm so glad to be done with that. Also, I think I showed you a little bit of these pickles, or maybe I talked about the pickles at one point. Did I? At least I thought I did. Okay. So here are the pickles. I started this a while ago. I will finish it eventually. I just know that this is gonna be a really tight pattern. It's gonna go all the way to the bottom, like the very bottom, and all the way to the very top, and possibly super close on the sides. I'm using 3 strands. If I get it up close, you can see they're very filled in. It's definitely making the fabric more stiff with all those stitches in there. When I started this, I just didn't realize how big it was gonna be on the piece that I cut out and how big the pickles were gonna be. It's gonna be in a jar, like a jar of pickles. So maybe once it's in the jar and everything's put together, it's gonna look better looking, but right now it just kind of looks so funny. I don't know, it just looks funny. So that's what's going on there with these pickles. And I started a cross stitch the other day. Yes, and I'm very excited about this one. It's so cute. The color palette is amazing. I will try to show you what's going on with the colors right now. I don't know if you can see this, but there we go. Lots of pastels. We have a pastel blue, a little brighter blue, lots of purples, pinks, and some yellows. Very, very much so my favorite colors in this piece. And here is what I've worked on so far. Obviously, it's a Game Boy, and it's going to be like this pastel Game Boy with stripes going through, and then on this part there's more stripes, and then in there, originally it said, I think it said like FU or something like that, but I changed it to a moon, like I recreated a moon to put in there, so that's what I'm gonna do because it's a little bit cuter, and so far that's what I have done. I think I started on this yesterday. Yes, so this is as much as I've gotten done in a day, which is pretty quick. And I'm also doing 3 strands as well. That's why it's so textured. I love the way it feels and looks with 3 strands. It takes up more floss, obviously, but I don't know, it's so fun. It's so tactile. I like that. But I'll show you my design there. So if you see down here, you can see the original message, and then I went through and did my own like pixelated moon in there with some background colors, and I think it's gonna look good. I hope. I kind of marked the symbols so I know what colors they are. That is what it's gonna look like when it's done. So cute. Oh my gosh. I love it. This is gonna be a quick project, and it's gonna be kind of, like I say, a palette cleanser before I dive right into a more in-depth project. So this is just kind of light and fun and quick. I love doing longer projects and then throwing in a cute little small one that's quick to do in between, just to kind of break up the, I don't know, the monotony of, I don't know, cross-stitching one piece for such a long time, like the cottage. It helps me stay interested, I guess, in cross-stitching. So that's kind of how I'm going about it, and it's working out really well. Alrighty, so I will update you when I'm done with this, and hopefully done with this pickle situation and on to the next big project. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna do yet, but I'm gonna figure it out when I get there, and I will definitely let you know. So look out for that. I finally finished this yarn from Finland. Look how beautiful it is. This ended up being 262 yards. That's huge. And 123.8 grams. So it's light for being that many yards for sure. It's nice and squishy. It's not dense at all. It's so beautiful. This is my terrible, terrible hank. I'm just really bad at making them. And I guess it goes this way. I don't know, the top up here is always so funky, but it's still so beautiful. I love it. I love all the colors. They're so funky and pastel and totally my vibe. And it's soft. It smells good. I love it. I love the way yarn smells, like natural yarn. So good. And that's it. I have not started on my other bag, but I will get around to that sometime soon. I also kind of want to experiment on my blending board with that. I think it'd be really fun. So yeah, you'll see me getting around to that when I do. But for now, here is this one. Stunning. Hello everyone, good morning. It is very early. So I'm gonna be dyeing with avocado pits today. I've been saving them for months. I have so many of them. I don't know how many I need, but probably not this many. I'm gonna be dyeing these napkins right here. I believe they are cotton. I wanna say they are. I don't think I have a tag on them, but they look cotton to me. They're just plain napkins. They do have this little detail on the corner. It's like a little lacy situation. But the first step is to put them in a tannin bath. So I brewed up some tea right here, like tea water, and I think I'm gonna dilute it a little bit more. And then I'm gonna put these napkins, damp napkins, I have 4 of them, in here, let them soak for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something, take them out, and then I need to mordant them in potassium aluminum sulfate. And then after that, I will stick them in a dye bath. So let me show you what's going on in this pot right here. This is what it looks like. I think I'm gonna water it down just a little bit because I'm not trying to dye the napkins brown. I just need the tannin. So I'm gonna add a little bit more water. Alrighty, so I added more water. It still looks pretty tan, but I think it's gonna be okay, I hope. And I'm gonna add in this. See, okay, that's not too bad. So it's not really dyeing this as much, I don't think. Alrighty, I'm gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes and hope that it just stays this kind of light beige color. So I actually soaked these for 30 minutes, not 10 minutes. And here's what they look like. So still a beige, which is good. I'm going to go rinse these and then I'm gonna weigh out my potassium aluminum sulfate. Then we're gonna mordant them. My fabric weighed about 70 grams and I'm doing 5% weight of fabric for the mordant here, which is like 3.5 grams of the potassium aluminum sulfate. And I'm gonna pour this into some warm water right here. This is steaming, it's warm, and I'm gonna put in the fabric. Probably could have used a little bit more water. So I think I'm gonna leave this in here for 45, maybe to 60 minutes, maybe a whole hour. I will see you in an hour. We are ready to extract the dye from avocado pits. So I've chopped them up like this. I actually have almost 2 pints of avocado pits chopped up. So I think actually what I'm gonna do with these is dehydrate it in my dehydrator, and then I can use it for future dye projects instead of keeping them in the freezer. But I put how many I need in cheesecloth. So it's like a 1-to-1 ratio of the weight of your fabric and the weight of the avocado pits if you want a really strong dye. I wanted it to be like rich pink. So I'm using, I think 70 grams of fabric and 70 grams of avocado pits, and we'll see how it works out. So I'm putting them into a cheesecloth because I'm gonna be using this thing right here. This is an immersion circulator. I'm gonna set the temperature for like 175, something like that. I'll double check that, but I'm gonna set the temperature to that, and it's gonna keep this pot of water going at the same temperature, and it's not gonna go over or under. It's gonna keep it at one temperature. That's what this thing does. This is also used for sous vide, if you've ever heard of that. So this is what I'm gonna be trying out today. I thought that it would work perfectly so I don't go over and like completely ruin the color that I'm going for. Let's try it out and then take out my avocado pits, and then I can put my napkins into the dye bath, and that will be the process. So let's see how this is gonna work here. I just wanna make sure the little intake down here is under the water, and I'm gonna stick my avocado pits in there. I'm gonna turn this on, and then set the temperature. All right, so it's reading 104, 105. I'll bring you back over when it's at temperature so you can kind of see what's going on here. Okay, so I set it for 167 and it has been 1 hour. Let me show you what it looks like. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, do you see how stunning that color is? It's so pretty. Cannot wait to dip those napkins in there. I'm not sure if I should let it go another hour or if I should take the pits out now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. So excited. The cheesecloth has dyed a nice, lovely color of pink. Here are the napkins. I'm gonna dip a little bit in there. Okay, well, you can't quite see anything yet. So I guess I'll just put them all in there. I have no idea why it's foaming up like that, but okay. I think I'm gonna take out the immersion circulator and just leave them in here, and I'm gonna put a lid on it. And I'm gonna leave them in there overnight, and then in the morning, we'll see what they look like. So here are the napkins after sitting in the dye bath overnight. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out now. This is what they look like. They're not like super deep like I thought they were gonna be, but that's what I got. Maybe I'll double the avocado pits next time, or I could re-dye these. I can make like another dye bath and like double dye it. I think that's called like over dyeing or something. Anyway, I'm going to drain out these, squeeze them out, and then I'm gonna hang them to dry. And then whenever they're dry, probably tomorrow, I will show you what they look like. I wanted to give you an update on the napkins. So this is what they look like. They are a very light pink, and I kind of want to dye them again, but I think this time I want to use double the amount of avocado pits. So I used the same weight as the fabric, which was about 70 grams. And I think I'm going to go ahead and bump that up to like 140 grams of avocado pits. They are a beautiful light pink, and I really like this color, but I was hoping for something just a little bit deeper, I guess. Also, I've noticed there are some like white spots on the fabric that maybe didn't dye. I'm not sure if the camera is picking it up. They are dyed a little unevenly, so maybe I need more water in there or something. But I do like how the napkins took the dye. It's not perfectly solid, but there are white spots, and I would like those to be at least dyed a little bit, but not bad for the first time. So I'm definitely gonna dye them again, and I think I'm gonna update you after I dye them. I'm not gonna go through the whole process again. It's gonna be the same exact thing. I'm not sure if I have to do the tannin bath or mordant them again, but I will look that up, and I'm just gonna use double the amount of avocado pits, and we'll see how they turn out. Hopefully a little bit deeper in color, and also I hope these white spots dye as well. So that's it. That's my napkin update. It is time for a cross stitch update. I have finished one thing right here. I will get it up really close. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. I will put the name of the pattern and the pattern creator at the bottom somewhere so you can go check out their stuff. So cute. I'm not gonna show you the back because I'm just not gonna do that. It's all over the place. And then I picked up my pickles again. And yeah, it's going okay. It's definitely going to take up this whole thing, like from top to bottom. The sides are okay, but I kind of mismeasured a little bit on the top and bottom, I guess. I don't know. But here it is. I got some of the jar done right there. It's blue. I don't think you can see it at all. And I have most of the pickles done, which is great. And then I just have to do the edging of the jar, the bottom, and the top lid thing. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the pickles at the moment. Okay, I'm not loving it, but I'm also trying to tell myself that when it's all done, it's gonna look really great. It's gonna look so good. So yeah, kind of doing that, but I'm working away. It's really easy. It'll be done quickly, which is great because then I can start my next project, which I think is going to be this beetle that I picked up in Finland. I'm so excited to start this. It's gonna be so fun and different. I have not opened it at all, but if I bring you in close, you can see there's some beading in there, and there's also silver and gold thread that is used. There's the thread and the beads. So this is definitely something new and different, and I get to do some new things on it, so I'm excited about it. I've heard working with the metallic flosses can be a little difficult, so wish me luck on that. And I will update you when I get started on this. So that is it for cross stitch, but I do have a fiber update, I guess. I popped over to Blazing Star Ranch this morning to see what they had. And well, number one, I got a Diz, which is very exciting. I was gonna make another one myself. And then someone mentioned in the comments, you can use like a button also as a Diz. And I was like, that's great. But when I was in Blazing Star Ranch today, I was like, you know, I should just buy one. So I got this copper one. Oh my gosh, it's the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen in my life. I love it. I love the green. It's beautiful. There's 3 holes. I'm excited to use this. I gotta hop on that blending board soon. That is on my list of things to do. So hopefully soon you will see me blending away. And then also hopefully making some roving with this. And then I got some fiber. I always like to look and see like what they have. And they kind of have some of the same things, but this one was new to me and so funky and weird and different. And I don't know, I just kept going back to it. It is merino and silk. I'm not sure what kind. I have to get on the website and look, but wow, look how pretty it is. I love the orange. It's like a kind of like a copper orange or like a darker orange, like a light burnt almost. And I don't know, it's just so different and funky and kind of weird. And I really love buying fiber like that. I love seeing how it spins up because I have no idea what this is gonna look like. And I'm excited to see what happens. It's so beautiful. So that's it. That's all for my fiber update. I haven't spun anything and I've been so busy since I have gotten back from Finland and I've been editing away. So I haven't really had much time for crafts except for cross stitching at the end of the day, but I'm hoping I can start spinning up some of the roving that I got from Finland or the alpaca, raw alpaca that I got at the thrift store. I just have to figure out how to clean the alpaca, or I don't know, there was some little bits and pieces in there, and then I also have to blend it. So I don't know. I don't really know what I want to do, or I could just start this. I'm sure you'll be seeing that in a future vlog whenever I get around to it. But that is it. That is all I have for you. Alrighty, so I re-dyed the napkins and I think they turned out really well. They're definitely a little bit deeper in color than they were before. I don't know if you can really tell. This one looks definitely darker than this one. I'm not sure what happened there. I made sure to really turn them in the dye bath to make sure everything was getting evenly saturated. So I'm not really sure what's going on, but I think they turned out well. I do like the color variation in them. It's not super even, but it's even enough, I think, and I still think it's really pretty. I used dried avocado pits. So I cut these up and I dehydrated them. That's what they look like. And I didn't weigh them out. I used 10 pits. And since I quartered these, I did like 40 pieces of the avocado pits and I let them steep in water at 167 degrees for 3 hours. And the water got so deep. It was beautiful. So I definitely recommend drying them if you have like a ton of avocado pits that you're not going to use quite yet for dye, but not bad. I think they're really pretty. They're a really soft blush. It's like a blush color, I would say, like a blush pinky orange, and I like them. I think they turned out so well and I can't wait to use them. I feel like, I don't know, they just seem so fancy to me with this little lace detail, and I dyed them myself, but I'm gonna try to use them just for like maybe everyday use, just because like, why not? No use having these sit around in a cabinet somewhere not being used. You might as well just use them, you know? I still have some areas that didn't dye. I don't know if you can see that white spot right there. So I don't know what's going on with those spots, but it's okay. I thrifted them, so you know, it's fine, whatever. It's not a big deal. And all in all, I'm very, very happy with how these turned out. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I will see you next weekend with a new one. Goodbye.